Welcome back. I'm your host, B. Ryder. It's my co-host,
J. Bell.
and this is
Final thoughts.
today's topic. What is today's topic?
Should parents kick out their 18-year-olds?
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
Let's check it out.
One thing I'm going to say this about grown children living with their parents. What's the problem? I could never fix my mouth to tell my children when they turn 18 to fucking leave. Are you fucking crazy? I was kicked out around 14 years old when my mother died a horrible, deplorable death. And my piece of shit racist father said, get the fuck out. And I did. I raised myself. It is fucking hard and it is difficult. My son is 24, my daughter's 18, and they live with me, and they're going to live with me until they're ready financially, mentally, and spiritually, and they know what to do. That is it. When you do that to your own fucking kids, you know what that says about yourself? That you're a piece of shit, that you had a fucked up life, so you're going to put it on them? The fuck? You're going to be in a fucking nursing home with doodle diapers and a fucking hole gaping in your ass, and they're going to like, remember what you did to me?
She did a lot of cursing, and I liked it.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
I
think I touched my nipple a couple times. Just the left one though.
Weird, buddy. You're weird.
Yeah, that one doesn't count.
Yeah.
I can tell by the way she creased her forehead and crumpled up her eyes. I could tell she looked just like her damn daddy.
Wait.
Nigga, what?
Got to. She has to. There's no other way, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I know
What the-
she looks like her goddamn daddy. She has to. Tell me I'm wrong.
Where did you come up with this stuff?
Where did they come up with this stuff?
You can
What?
tell me I'm wrong, but I won't believe it.
I don't believe you.
but I'm not wrong. He's just like, but I'm not
I
wrong.
can't be. I don't even know this man, but I know she looked just like his ass. Anyway, bang on topic.
Alright.
Should we kick out our children at 18? Is that okay? Is this where we are right now?
Yeah, I don't think we should. For a lot of reasons, actually. I could give a few. One, they're not really ready for the world, mentally and emotionally. Two, they're not financially ready for the world. They're still probably taking out student loans and all this kind of stuff. And do you really want your child having to work a full-time job and being a full-time student? Something's got to give. They can't be Superman or Superwoman or super whatever. You know, something is one's gonna impact the other.
What if that child is like lazy, doesn't want to work,
I'm tired, I want to go to bed.
your kid just made 21 or 22 and they don't want to work, they don't want to go out and do anything. They want to stay at home and play the video games all day, and when you come home from work, the house is still dirty and all of that. Like, is it okay to kick them out then? Is it all right to do that?
I think that your parenting style needs to change. Like they are a reflection of you, right? You've led them through life up until that point. So if that's what you're getting in return, there's something that you as the parent that you need to take accountability for. You need to be the person that's just like, well, hey, we have to have some kind of rule, or there's something that we're going to do that's going to fix this, because this is not going to happen. This is what's not going to happen. And I feel like a lot of parents, and I'm not going to say the race of the parents, just do like timeout and that's just how Timmy is. Sometimes this guy, he's on one tonight. I don't know what. The camera's pin, yeah.
I understand that, and I agree with that. I because I've seen a lot of people in that situation, like parent wise, like
Yeah,
to where
yeah,
their
yeah.
child won't do this or won't do that, won't help out with the bills, even though they're 23. You know,
You created this monster.
What have I done?
that's the
just
whole.
my opinion.
That's really the absolute truth of it. It's like, yeah, it's not only you, but you are a major contributing factor to what your child does. So, if your child is 30 years old at the house and won't leave, that's just as much an reflection of you as it is them.
Yeah. And let's say if they are, let's say 25 or whatever, and they're in college and they're working on their masters, you won't hear a peep out of me.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I was that parent to that child, you wouldn't hear a peep out of me. I'm in my residency now, Dad. And, I still need to. We don't even have to have the conversation.
No.
Do what you have to do. I got this.
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want you to always feel like home is home. Even if you go away and you trying to do what you're doing and it doesn't work out, right? And we talking about it. Come on home, baby. Come on home, baby. We good over here. We're a family, and that's what family do.
Right.
That's it.
I agree with that. I agree with a lot of what the lady said in her video. There's also the aspect of it that is missing. I think that sometimes, just sometimes, you might need to kick your child out of the house.
What?
If your child is a danger to you and their other siblings, if your child is maybe addicted to a substance and they're stealing things out of the house and selling them, sure. So this isn't just a blanket condemnation of it. It's just there are certain situations require certain type of reactions to them. If you're in that situation where your family can't be safe with this person in your house and they happen to be your child, you got to do what you got to do. I completely understand. I've heard several situations where, even from my coworkers who have been parents to 15-year-olds and they can't control them. They can't get them to do right. They come in any time of the night, stealing, always in trouble, always taking money, always need help. And you're at your wit's end because you can't function while trying to raise them.
Yeah.
I understand that situation. Now, is some of that your fault?
Damn straight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't be a parent to this person and then see how they turn out and then completely
That wasn't me.
extricate yourself from the situation. I don't know how they turned out like this. No, you have some responsibility in that.
Yeah.
At the same time, this young person is also their own person. I certainly understand that sometimes, no matter how well you raise somebody, they might just be a trash person. They might just be a trash human being. And sometimes it takes a hard kick in the ass for them to get right. And you can't give it to them. Life has to give them that.
So sad. You on your own, JoJo.
I understand that situation. So even in that, it's not like completely, you should never ever in a million years kick out your child because that makes you a bad parent and a bad person.
Fuck them kids.
No. There are some
instances where that needs to be implemented. Yeah, I agree. Where I was coming from when I was initially talking was more or less like they're doing normal teenage stuff,
right,
and you're just thinking about their age. Oh, they're 18.
They're an adult.
You're
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
Yeah, you're a man now. You're a woman now. You should go on and take over the world, and
What is
you
that?
know, you should,
Where does that even come
leave the
from,
house,
you
leave
know?
the nest. I don't know, but I know the Asians don't do it. They'll that person, like in the Asian community, they'll leave the house in their 30s, but they'll be a damn doctor once they leave and go out and get a husband, wife, or whatever, and they'll be a whole doctor. And now they're like high six figures, and yet we're doing the whole 18. You gotta go. This woman on the video said 14.
Oh, this nigga tripping.
Yeah, she got kicked out at 14.
You know how wild that is?
I couldn't imagine.
Dude, I was still just like fascinated with Pokemon cards at 14 and Dragon Ball Z.
A literal child. 14.
And never had sex, no experience with girls or nothing.
None of that. Didn't know what credit was or
At
how
all.
to get money. Yeah.
At all. So I can only imagine what she had to do to get by.
Right.
And I think that's why she was so passionate, I would say.
Yeah. That definitely
in her delivery.
That definitely shaped her reality. And that's why she's such a staunch believer in, no, you shouldn't be kicking your child out at 18. I was 14 and I know what I had to do.
Yeah.
You don't want your child doing it.
And you could tell from just her rhetoric that from the mistakes that her parents made with her, she made a vow to herself to never do that to her kids.
Yeah.
And for her to go and make a post like that, a video like that, and reveal to us the ages of her kids.
Right.
Obviously, she feels like she's doing something right, and the kids are doing something right and deserving of staying with her. So they wouldn't fit in that small minority of kids where you should excommunicate them from the house.
Yeah, true story. I definitely appreciate her candor, her honesty. I actually enjoyed it. It was absolutely real.
Boom.
Now I do think that there are some situations where you do gotta kick a little motherfucker out your house. Absolutely. At the same time, if we can avoid that, that's what we should do. Parents, you'll have to take control of that situation. I had a situation, I was actually in a similar situation where, and this was after my mom passed, while I was living with my aunt and my uncle. And first job I ever had in my life, first car I ever had in my life, growing up, man. And it was, it's what it was. I was a young man, trying to do right. And my uncle told me I needed to cut my hair, right? I had to cut my hair. I had braids or whatnot at the time, and it was looking a little rough, a little ragged or whatnot. I wasn't really concerned about that because I was like, I got a job, I got money, I got a car. I think I'm all right. And I'm helping pay bills around here. I think I'm all right. I had an ultimatum put towards me where I had to cut my hair or I had to leave. I think the day where that ultimatum was up, I remember driving around looking for a place to cut my hair. It might have been on a Friday evening, and everywhere was closed. Couldn't get it done. Oh well. I went to sleep, went to bed, woke up. My uncle woke me up, so I didn't have my hair cut. Told me to pack my stuff and roll out. So that's what I did, and I ended up, I don't know what time, but it might have been 2 in the morning or something like that. But packed up my stuff, got into my car, and drove from Jackson, Mississippi to New Orleans, and that was that. So that was my situation. I might have been 20 or 21, maybe at the time, but yeah, I can definitely relate to that. And as much as I disliked it at the time, I'm not mad about it because I was ready to go. So I'm not angry about it. That was my situation.
Yeah, I've never had a situation like that. My mom, she don't care how old you are. Yeah. If you are without and she got it, she gonna give it. You know, I've seen my sisters throughout multiple parts of their lives, and they have kids too, and she took all of them in every single time.
She did.
Every single time, bro. So I'm on the opposite end of that spectrum where I've never had to deal with that, and that's kind of like how it shaped my opinion on this matter. Because when I started college, I was 17, and I was at Dillard University in New Orleans, and I was going to school. I just walked to school. It wasn't too far. And she didn't give me the pressure of being kicked out and all that kind of craziness. And then I started my second year. I was a sophomore. And she still, I was 18 at this point. She still didn't kick me out or even talk to me about being kicked out. It would have been crazy if she did, because this, I've seen her take my sisters in their 20s with kids. Yeah. And we all living together, with me going to college and my sisters and them there with their kids. Yeah. And it's just one big old family under a small roof. And that was just life. That's just how it is. Yeah. And like I said, it shaped my opinion. And I felt like if I ever were to have kids, this is the family model I would use.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. Because it's conducive to a growing family dynamic, I think, at the end of the day. Like, you want your child to be functional and to be able to not only maneuver themselves throughout society, but also when push comes to shove, they can help you if you need it, right? They're not going to be able to do that if they fall on hard times and they can't get their stuff together, right?
Yeah.
So
and that is so true. Yeah. Like, you know how good it feels to, like, my mom has rheumatoid arthritis, so she got good days, she got bad days. It be like that. At one point she was taking the bus to get to her doctor's appointments, and I hated it. But I was at a job that wasn't paying me. I couldn't do anything about it. And then I got a better job and my credit went up and I was able to afford certain things. So what I did, I bought my mama a car. And now she don't ever have to touch the sun unless she want to. Right. Unless she walk into her car,
unlocking the door.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm happy that I was able to be in a financial situation to provide something like that, because she put me in a financial situation for me to get to that point. She put me into a mental and emotional situation for me to get to that point. It starts from young. Right. It didn't just start at 21. It starts from young. And I was able to give back. Yeah,
that's the point of it. That's the point. I think my final thoughts on this situation is basically, if we can grow our children up correctly and rear them right without kicking them out, that's what we should do. Like, barring the situations where your kid has mental issues or substance abuse issues or whatnot, those we understand. But if you're just kicking your 18-year-old out because they turn 18 and it's time to be a grown up, that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What it turns out to be is that you're putting your child out into a situation where you failed at, right? You didn't conquer this situation. And now you're putting them out in a situation where they're going to fail too. Because let's face it, like, a lot of the times it's poor, not so very well-to-do people who have this mentality of life is tough, you got to get it how I got it.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
Right? Like, rich and well-to-do, wealthy people, they don't typically do that. Right? They sow the seeds to allow their families to thrive, their legacy to build, right? So how about we follow their example and we have our legacies thrive as well? We equip our children with what they need to survive, right? Because if your child is a problem child and they don't have their stuff together, and all of a sudden when they turn 18, you're like, oh, you're an adult now, time to go. But you didn't equip them with what they needed to survive, their failure is your fault, just as much as it is their own. So we need to start equipping our children much better with the things that maybe we didn't have growing up. That's part of one of my things that I want to do with my child as she grows up, is to make sure that she understands things that I didn't understand at the same age she was. My child, when she gets bigger, she's gonna understand what credit is. She's gonna understand how it can affect her life. She's gonna understand why she needs to have a bank account, why she needs to have a savings account, what capital is. She needs to understand all of these things. And for me to put her out into the world without that information and to say, get it how you live, because that's what I had to do, is setting myself and my family up for failure. And we need to do better than that. What's your final thoughts?
I can't beat that. Jeez. I guess because we on two opposite sides of the spectrum, so I never had to go through that. I only experienced it through seeing other people go through it. My only final thoughts is, and I'm not going to be long about it, is parents, you have to be accountable. You can't always be like, it's the kid. I think a lot of it starts from you. What are you pouring into your child? What are you teaching them? In what way are you leading and guiding them through life? You have control to, a great degree in like the younger parts of their years, the parts where they're really just a sponge. It starts from there. It starts early. And you mature, you mature it, cultivate it, and get it to where it needs to be. And of course, I'm not a parent, so I don't know the ins and outs and all that. I know things can be difficult, right? But I don't like the whole blame factor portion of it. And also the whole just putting a kid out at 18. Where did we get this from? Where did you get that from?
That's a good question.
Ask yourself that. Why do you feel like a kid should?
Right.
Where do you get that from? Where do you get that belief? Once you come up with that answer, comment on our post. I would love to see it, because I really just don't know where this stems from, especially with so many other races and societies not engaging in the same nonsense that we do to the degree that we do.
True story. Please, let us know, because I'm curious as to where that comes from as well. Where do we get to the point where 18, you're an adult, you need to go? Is it because that's what happened to us?
Legally, you're an adult. I'm like, well, what that got to do with the legal system? What I have?
Right.
Am I financially stable? Am I mentally stable to go out into the world and really experience things? You can't go from 17, all right, it's all good, to 18. You need to.
All of a sudden.
That's weird.
All of a sudden. That's a lot of what our education system does. It's like we're tethered to our mother's teat all through high school, up until high school, and then college. Well, it's time to grow up. You got to start planning your day and getting up early and go into class. Nobody gonna help you with it. And it's like, wait, last year my mama was waking me up out of bed, but now I got to do it myself, and I got to plan my day, and I got to make sure I go to class. And when did this happen? That's a hell of a transition, right?
Yeah.
But that needs to change, and I think as parents, we're in the best place to change that.
Parents who do this, you toxic, bro.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
No, you are not.
Do better.
Yeah.
Be better. But Thank y'all for listening to our ramblings once again. Make sure y'all like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Let us know what y'all think in the comments below. And once again, your host B. Ryder. It's my co-host.
J Bell.
And this has been
Final
Thoughts.
thoughts.